Let's talk about 401k only. It's been a centerpiece of people's financial affairs for many decades now, and the over-reliance on investing in a 401k plan has had a crippling effect on people's financial futures. Look, 401k plans are powerful. You put money in on a systematic basis. You have investment options at your disposal. You might even pick up a corporate match, and the money grows through time on a tax-deferred basis. Sounds good, right? Now, all that's true, and it certainly deserves to be in a prominent position inside your financial affairs. It's the over-reliance, it's doing too much or only doing 401k planning that leads to a lot of financial misery. If you thought about 401ks and you step back, it's the tax advantages that really draws people into that strategy itself. And yet there are some tax drawbacks that you should know about. There is no in-your-pocket cash flow result by investing this year in your 401k. Zero, none. It's merely a tax timing issue. The taxes that you think you're saving sit on your balance sheet to be paid sometime in the future to the IRS. They're not in your pocket for investing or for lifestyle purposes today. All of the money in your 401k plan will someday be subject to ordinary income tax rates and therefore never get to enjoy capital gains tax treatment, which could be half as much. You don't get a chance to, in your 401k plan, offset gains in the market against losses that you experience in the market. There's no tax planning or arbitrage offset that is available to you. It might be that you find yourself starting out in life and your tax bracket today is lower today than it will be when you take the money out someday in the future. So the combination of all these tax realities at least should have you pause and say, what is the picture relative to taxes in my situation? In addition, there's liquidity issues on not being able to take the money out prior to 59 and a half, and you have to take it out after 70 and a half, and those are forced upon you regardless of your life circumstances. It's important to know that while there are some options in your 401k from an investment standpoint, you can invest in real estate. There are not 20,000 different mutual funds to choose from inside your employer-sponsored plan. So I would say that there's limited investment alternatives by comparison. If you have to take money out of your plan, you have to put it back on a schedule regardless of what's going on in your life. And when you get to the end of the road and you actually do retire and you have a nest egg that used to be in a 401k and now has been rolled into an IRA, how are you going to distribute that to yourself, that wealth? How long will it be needed and how long will you actually live into retirement? The distribution is just as important as the accumulation from a wealth building standpoint. So it's always recommended that the first thing you should do is participate in your company's 401k plan. That's fairly universal out there in the financial services space. Do it, pick up the match, and move forward. And sometimes it's actually communicated that it's the only thing that you actually have to do in order to enjoy a future filled with financial independence. We would say, wait, make sure that other more important financial considerations have been properly addressed, those being protection against what could happen today before you worry about tomorrow, making sure that you have an ample level of liquidity that could be called upon if a life event springs from nowhere, making sure that you have a plan to educate your kids someday for college, making sure that someday you can own a house or a new home, and that your money is not totally locked up with taxes and penalties wrapped around it. 401k plans are incredibly powerful and an important part of people's financial circumstances. It's the over-reliance and the early adoption of 401ks that is important to consider. Review these issues and others with a financial professional using the living balance sheet, and make sure that you see clearly how and if a 401k strategy fits inside your financial game plan.